Hello students, welcome to Stuti Academy. Today we are going to learn India Size and Location, Chapter 1 of Geography, Class 9th. Before we start the lesson, I would like to discuss the learning objectives of the lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the size of India, location of India, some important locations, details of India, the latitudinal and longitudinal extent, India and the world, some largest countries of the world, India and land routes, India and its neighbors, adjacent countries. Before we go ahead with the lesson, I would like to summarize the lesson. India is known for its rich commercial and cultural heritage and home to some of the oldest civilizations of the world. India spreads across both the eastern and the northern hemispheres. India's latitudinal stretch is between 8.4 degrees north and 37.6 degrees north, and the longitudinal stretch is between 68.7 degrees east and 97.25 degrees east. The Tropic of Cancer at 23.3 degrees north latitude cuts across the country, dividing it almost into two equal halves. The country has the Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the southeast and the Lakshadweep Islands in the southwest. The total area of the Indian landmass is 3.28 million square kilometer, that is nearly 2.4% of the total land area of the world. India is the seventh largest country in the world. Now students, as we know that India is known for its rich commercial and cultural heritage, India has been home to some of the oldest civilization in the world, such as the Indus Valley Civilization. At last, 5 decades have seen India developing from its culturally rich to one of the fastest growing economies of the world. The country has shown substantial development in the agricultural, industrial, and technological sectors. In addition to this, India has also contributed significantly to world history, from the ancient times of the Indus Valley Civilization through the British rule to free India. The country has witnessed it all. Let's learn a little more about the country that is emerging as a fascinating blend of culture and technology. India spreads across both the eastern and the northern hemisphere. India's latitudinal stretch is between 8.4 degrees north and 37.6 degrees north, and the longitudinal stretch is between 68.7 degrees east and 97.25 degrees east. A study of the map shows that the Tropic of Cancer at 23.3 degrees north latitude cuts across the country, dividing it into two equal halves. Students, do you know the Tropic of Cancer in the northernmost latitude at which the sun can appear directly overhead at noon? The total area of the Indian landmass is 3.28 million square kilometer, that is nearly 2.4% of the total land area of the world. India is the seventh largest country in the world. Now moving ahead, the introduction of the lesson is India is one of the ancient civilizations in the world. It has achieved multifaceted socio-economic progress during the last 5 decades. It has moved forward, displaying remarkable progress in the field of agriculture, industry, technology, and overall economic development. India has also contributed significantly. Now, students, we learn the latitudinal and longitudinal extent. Latitudes. First, we'll understand what are latitudes. These are the reference lines that are horizontal that run throughout the globe. They are completely circular. They run parallel to each other. They are 180 in number. They are used to know about the climate at any place. Longitudes. Student, the longitudes are the reference lines that are vertical and run throughout the globe. They are semicircular. They are not parallel to each other. They are 360 in number. They are used to calculate the time of a place. Now, student, we will understand the size of India. So, you see, India is a big country, but exactly how big? What is the country area? The total area of the Indian landmass is 3.28 square kilometers. This accounts for nearly 2.4% of the total land area of the world. If you compare India's size to that of the other countries, India is the seventh largest country in the world. Now let's focus the outline of the country in the map. The Tropic of Cancer is the northernmost latitude at which the sun can appear directly overhead. The country extends further to the south. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the extensions of India in the southeast and the Lakshadweep Islands in the southwest. Now, let's focus the outline of the country in the map. The natural features bordering the country in a map you can see Youngfold Mountains cover the northwestern, northern and northeastern borders of the country. The total land boundary of India measures 15,200 kilometers, starting from 22 degrees north latitude down towards the south. India is bordered by the Bay of Bengal in the east, the Arabian Sea in the west, and the Indian Ocean in the south. In fact, the table shape of southern India divides Indian Ocean into the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. India total coastline, including the outlines of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands, measures 7,516.6 kilometers. Now, students, we learn some important facts. Do you know the southernmost tip of India, which was called the Indira Point, got submerged under the sea in the tsunami that struck the country in December 2004? Now, looking at the map, can you identify which extent is larger, the east-west stretch or the north-south stretch? The east to west stretch of India looks smaller than the north-south stretch. However, if you actually measure the distance, both measure the same, approximately 3,000 kilometers. It is this huge distance of 3,000 kilometers that causes a lag between the local times at the eastern and the western ends of the country. Students, now I will explain you this map. This map is very important. The distance from north to south is 3,214 kilometers. Starting, the latitude is 37 degree 6 minutes north to 8 degree 4 minutes south, and from west to east it's 68 degree 7 minutes west to 97 degree 25 minutes east, and the distance is 2,933 kilometers. So now see this longitude, 82 degree 30 minutes east. This is very important as it's in exams this question is being asked, what is the standard meridian? So this 82 degree 30 minutes east, we calculate the standard time of India, and from east from west to east, we are this Tropic of Cancer passes through 23.5 degree latitude. Students, now see the tip of the country, in the south, that 6 degree 4 minutes north latitude is the Indra point. So you may be asked this question: what is the importance of Indra point, where it is located? Now moving ahead, the location of India. The India lies entirely in the northern hemisphere between the latitudes 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degree 6 minutes north, and longitudes 68 degree 7 minutes east and 97 degree 25 minutes east. Students, this we have studied in the previous slide. So I hope there won't be any problem in understanding this. It is divided by a Tropic of Cancer, 23.3 degree minutes north in, and this lines divide the country into two equal parts. In southern east, Andaman and Nicobar Islands lie in the Bay of Bengal. In southwest, Lakshadweep Islands lie in Arabian Sea. Now students will discuss some important locations of India. New Delhi, the capital city of India. It lies 28.613 degree north. See this? Uh, I just need a highlighter for this. To 77.2090 degree east. Parliament of India, 28.6172 degree north, 77.2082 degree east. Mumbai, 19.0760 degree north, 72.8777 degree east. Gateway of India, 18.92220 degree north, 72.8347 degree east. Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is 27.1751 degree north, 78.0421 degree east. Qutub Minar, 28.5245 degree north, 77.1855 degree east. Bangalore, here is Bangalore, 12.9716 degree north, 77.5946 degree east. And lastly, Chennai, 13.0827 degree north, 80.2707 degree east. Let's discuss a scenario to understand the concept of time lag. It is 6 p.m. in the evening in Gujarat, where you live. Suppose you were talking to a friend in Arunachal Pradesh. Your friend mentions that he's standing at the window watching a beautiful sunset. However, if you look around you, it is still broad daylight for you. How is it that it's still daylight in your city while the sun has already set where your friend lives in Arunachal Pradesh? Student, this happens because of the huge longitudinal expanse of the country. There is a huge distance between the eastern and the western endpoints of the country. This leads to a time lag of 2 hours between the local times of the two places. However, in practice, the clocks in both locations will show the same time because the entire country follows a standard time. India's standard time is the time along longitude 82.3 degree east. This longitude passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. This longitude is referred to as the standard meridian of India. While India's longitudinal stretch gives rise to a time lag between the east and the west, its latitudinal stretch influences the duration of days and nights. For example, the duration of days and nights is the same in Kanyakumari, which is in the southernmost tip of India. However, as you move northwards, the duration of days and nights begins to vary. Now, students, we are going to discuss few questions which are based on the previous slides which we have discussed just now. What is the longitudinal extent of India? Just think over it and please tell. It's 68 degree 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east. Now moving on to the next question. What is the latitudinal extent of India? The answer is 8 degree 4 minutes north and 37 degree 6 minutes north. The next question, from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, the time lag is, the answer is 2 hours. Now we are going to discuss a long question like why 82 degree 30 minutes east has been chosen as the standard meridian of India. Children, we have discussed earlier, the earth is divided into longitudes with a time gap of 4 minutes between each longitudes. Around 29 longitudes pass through India, which means that there will be 29 different times in India, which will cause a lot of confusion. So as to avoid this confusion, 82 degree 30 minutes east is chosen as the standard meridian of India as it divides our country into almost two equal halves. Also, 82 degrees 30 minutes east was chosen because as per the rules, the standard meridian of a country should be a multiple of 7 degree 30 minutes. Now students, we will discuss India and land routes. In ancient times, before the sea routes were explored, traders used passes through the mountains to travel in and out of India. Did you know the Silk Road passing through India is an extensive network of trade routes connecting the east, west, and south of Asia to the Mediterranean world, including North Africa and Europe. The Silk Road was a significant factor in the development of great civilization in China, India, Egypt, Persia, Arabia, and Rome. Now let's examine how India's strategic location contributed to its development and enabled it to contribute significantly to the world. Traders have been using both the land and the sea routes passing through India to exchange ideas as well as commodities. For example, ancient scholars took ideas from epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata and teachings of the Bhagavad Gita to the world through these routes. Commodities like spices and muslin were also exported through these routes. Some other significant contributions that India shared with the world through these routes include stories from the Panchatantra, mathematical basics such as Indian numerals and decimal system. Interestingly, the Western world commonly refers to the Indian numeral system as the Hindu-Arabic numeral system because it reached Europe through the Arabs. The image shows a clock in a park in the Arabic town of Satwa with Indian numerals on its face. Just as these routes helped India to reach out to the world with its ideas and commodities, they also enabled Western influence to reach India. And identify the other neighboring countries which share common frontiers with India. Let's start with the northeastern neighbors, China, Nepal, and Bhutan. The Chinese border stretches all the way from the state of Jammu and Kashmir in the north to Arunachal Pradesh in the east, passing along the states of Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, and Sikkim. China is known to be one of the oldest civilizations in the world, with its capital at Beijing. India also shares its northern border with Nepal, which is the world's smallest Hindu state. The capital of Nepal is Kathmandu. Student, this question is being asked like which is the world's smallest Hindu state? Just now we have discussed it's Nepal. So you must remember this. Now student, which Indian states share their border with Nepal? So the Indian states that share their border with Nepal include the Uttaranchal, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Sikkim. Among these states, West Bengal, along with Assam and Arunachal Pradesh, also shares its border with Bhutan. Bhutan has its capital as Thimbu. These were the northeastern neighbors of India. Let's move further east. With which countries does India share its eastern border? India shares its eastern border with Myanmar and Bangladesh. The earlier name of Myanmar was Burma. Myanmar has its capital at Rangoon. Myanmar shares its border with the most of the northeastern states of India, starting from Arunachal Pradesh to Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, and Tripura. India also shared border with Bangladesh. In fact, Bangladesh is bordered by India on almost all sides except in the south. The other Indian states that share a common border with Bangladesh are Meghalaya, West Bengal, and a small part of Assam. Did you know Bangladesh was earlier called as East Pakistan and was part of Pakistan only in the year 1971? It was declared an independent country and came to be known as Bangladesh, meaning the country of Bengalis. Because of its large Bengali population, speaking of population, Bangladesh with its capital and Dhaka is one of the most densely populated countries in the world. So you learned about all the neighboring countries that share their border with India. There are two other neighbors that don't share their borders with India. These are the island countries of Sri Lanka and the Maldives. India's neighbors in the south, if you look at the map closely, you will see that Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea called Fox Strait. Strait connects the Bay of Bengal in the east to the Gulf of Mannar in the south. The capital of Sri Lanka is Jayawardena Buddhakote. However, Colombo, the former administrative capital of the country, is still the largest city in the country and also its commercial capital. Moving from east from Sri Lanka, you come to the Maldives Islands, which are to the south of the Lakshadweep Islands. Maldives is the smallest Asian country both in area and population and has its capital at Male. That was a brief overview of India and its neighboring countries. Now students, we will discuss question and answers. The first question is, how does India occupy an important strategic position in South Asia? Just try to memorize. We have discussed it earlier. The answer is, India occupies an important strategic position in South Asia in the following ways. The Indian landmass has a central location between the East and the West Asia. The Trans-Indian Ocean routes which connect the countries of Europe in the West and the countries of the East Asia provide a strategic central location of India. The Deccan Peninsula protrudes into the Indian Ocean and has helped India to establish close contact with West Asia, Africa, and Europe from the western coast and with Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. The next question, what is the name of the southernmost point of India? Why is it not visible today? Children, we have discussed just now the southernmost point of India is Indira Point. The Indira Point is situated in the Great Nicobar group of islands in Andaman and Nicobar Island. It is not visible today because it was submerged under the sea water in the year 2004 during the tsunami. Now we'll discuss about the adjacent countries. Let's see what are the adjacent countries of India. Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea formed by the Pork Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. Maldives Islands are situated to the south of the Lakshadweep Islands. A peninsula is a piece of land that is bordered by water on the three sides but connected to mainland on one side. Now again based on the previous discussion, we'll discuss the question and answers. What do you know about the neighbors of India? Just now you were told India shares its land boundaries with Afghanistan and Pakistan in the northwest, China, Nepal, and Bhutan in the north, Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east, the island states of Sri Lanka and Maldives in south. Sri Lanka is separated from India by a narrow channel of sea formed by the Pork Strait and the Gulf of Mannar, while Maldives Islands are situated in the south of the Lakshadweep Islands. Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and India form the most natural geographical unit, often referred to as the Indian subcontinent. Now students, we are going to discuss the next question. Why is the difference between the duration of day and night hardly felt at Kanyakumari but not so in Kashmir? As you all know that we have discussed in previous slides that Kanyakumari lies near the equator. Duration of day and night is hardly felt there. The places near the equator have almost the same duration of day and night. The places towards north and south of the equator do not have same duration of day and night. Jammu and Kashmir lies above the Tropic of Cancer. There is a difference in the duration of day and night. Now students, we will discuss India and the world. Let's look at India's location in relation to other countries on the map. Can you make out from the map in which part of Asia India is located? As you can see, India lies to the south of the Asia and is centrally located between East and West Asia. The Deccan Peninsula in the south of India protrudes to the south, thereby extending the Indian boundary into the Indian Ocean. Thus, India acts as a southward extension of the Asian continent. India is very strategically located in the center. The trans-Indian Ocean routes connected to Southeast and East Asian countries in the east and to African and European countries in the west. Did you know the opening of the Suez Canal in Egypt in 1869 has reduced India's distance from Europe by approximately 7,000 kilometers. It connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Indian Ocean. Students, you have to be very alert. You have to memorize this thing. When the opening of the Suez Canal, when it was done, and because this question is being asked in the exams. India's long coastal line has added to its means of contact with the rest of the world through the sea route. In fact, India has a longer coastal line than any other country in the Indian Ocean. It is because of India's important position in the Indian Ocean that the ocean is named after India. However, in general, the land routes have been more popular than sea routes and frequented by travelers and traders. Now, student, please see this graph and you will easily come to know the largest countries of the world. I will explain you this graph. Now, you can see the countries and their areas. So, the largest country in the world is Russia, then Canada, then USA, then China, Brazil, Australia, and seventh comes India. The areas are already mentioned on the graph, how much area they cover, and the area which they cover is in kilometer square. Now we'll discuss the question and answer based on the previous slide. Now the question is, India is the home to diverse landforms. Elaborate. Uh, Children, now you can very well explain. India is a country of in the north with a vast expanse. It is bound by the Himalayas, the Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. The Great Indian Desert, the northern plains, the, the uneven plateau, surface, and the coast and islands present in a diversity of landforms. I hope everything is clear till here. Now moving on to the next question. Sorry, we have to go back.